Yeah. Let me see something. That one. Like that. Yeah, Mongolians. See, when you're dealing with the phenotypes and the races of people, we deal with phenotypes. And we ain't gonna be sitting up and arguing about, oh, we Africans, we African. Oh, we on the melanated side. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Give me 5 on the black hand side. You did. Who is the elite Mongolian? And why is he elite? And why is he in so much control of the North? Hmm? Why is that elite Mongolian in there with him? I'm showing y'all the Northeast and what they got going on, man.
How do they manage to take... The question before us today is, why were the Mongols so effective? How did they manage to take an area starting around here, and over the course of 20 years during the reign of Genghis Khan from about 1206 to 1227, expand from this little part of Siberia just south of Lake Baikal all the way into Central Asia? This is what the Mongol Empire looked like in 1206, and this is what it looked like in 1279. This here is Genghis Khan time, and this here is around the reign of Kublai Khan. So what enables the spread of territory on this scale in such a short time? You know, the Mongols were not a centralized state. They weren't a centralized empire. They were a band of traveling horsemen. How did they end up taking this much land? The story of the Mongols is a story of a non-state actor overcoming state actors, of a decentralized power becoming centralized eventually. So what I want to talk about in this video is 3 reasons why the Mongols were so effective in beating established...
Now, why they own so... Remember what I told y'all about the Northeast? We ride southwest, right? Right. Just remember, because I want to stay on point on.
Empires, and then we're going to talk about some of those follow-on effects. So reason 1 why the Mongols were so effective was planning, what we might call logistics. When Genghis Khan, let me pull up a picture of good old Genghis. When Genghis was declared emperor or great Khan of the Mongols in 1206, one of the first things he did was reformat the army.
You can see the tip will go all over the top of Europe, so-called with Rome, man, all that shit. They got all that. They got all that, all on top. Well, not on top of them over there, but we're going to say all on top of them, all the way back to fudge. You can go to the what they call east. The beast in the east, what I'm trying to show y'all. In these mountains, you know, I'm trying to show y'all this now.
He swept away tribal affiliations and favoritism. If you were good, you got to have a higher position. If you were bad, you didn't. And this meant that ordinary people within the Mongol army felt that they could have a measure of social mobility if they performed especially well in the army.
I do not own the rights to this. This is for educational purposes. Educational purposes used only. You know what I'm talking about? This is in my shit company. You know what I'm talking about?
This made them very committed and very loyal. Reason number 2, the Mongols were extremely adaptable. So we're talking about a group of horsemen here, right? These are the Mongol.
I don't want to listen to the rest of it. I want to talk about this. I want to talk about that Mongolian and that Anayan Strait. I'm trying to get you to this Ananakin, this Anayan thing, and where that empire will really be sitting at once we lay it flat. Okay? And how did all those Mongolians get over there to Mexico with them Olmecs? They said they can't cross the Bering Strait. They had to come through Alaska. Those are Inuits, a.k.a. Eskimos. They don't want you to call them Eskimos no more. They're Inuits. They couldn't get to the North Pole without the Eskimo. They couldn't get to the North Pole without the Eskimo.
Attacking a group of Chinese soldiers. What they were used to was mounted combat against mounted opponents. What they weren't used to was attacking major cities.
So what you saying? So, yeah, the Mexicans, yep. They're Mongolians. Yeah. And Canada, Malaysia, and Alaska and Hawaii is gonna tell it all too, because we're gonna see just where in the Pacific they really sit when I lay this down for y'all. We're gonna show you just how close Hawaii and Alaska really is in the Sandwich Islands and why they are sandwiched. Why they call them Sandwich Islands? Where they really sit at, where they located at on flat water. And you're gonna be able to see what I'm trying to tell you. They can't cross, and these are the Asian persuasion. And you got the Japs, the Vietnamese, those are Mongolian people, man. The European and the Mongolian created all that Persian. This is the Persian Empire. I told you by the time that white man come back over to he want to get out. These Persians had already did their thing, man. Yeah, I'm gonna show you. Let's go.
And holding them, or even trying to get major cities to break. But what the adaptability of the Mongol army meant was that as they conquered new territories, and as they fought and won and lost in various regions of Asia, so for example, as they started conquering the Western Jia here, they learned siegecraft, and that's the art of attacking walled cities and castles. It's a completely different style of combat. What it involves is sitting outside of a city and waiting to starve out the inhabitants. And part of it involves using these things called siege engines. So this here is a kind of catapult. You can see here.
And so when I told y'all earlier to make the right hand corner, gonna make a cross in the middle of the paper. The right hand corner, that's the east. It ain't them mountains and shit. That's the east. And the other side ain't them mountains and shit. That's the north. The Brit and the motherfucking Jap. Ain't no pole over your head. That's them sitting right over here. In that middle is where they come in where all the Persians, where the Persians and the babies was at right there. You understand? And you got the south and the right hand lower corner. And you got the west, south. It's gonna be so simple. But I'm gonna get off here because I don't want to use this man whole video.
Rocks. The Mongols are waiting with their archers here. The opponents have arrows as well, but they're flinging rocks into the city in order to force a surrender. And the Mongols didn't really have this technology or these tactics when they began their military campaigns, but as they rolled through Central Asia.
I wonder what you got to say about those Tartarian mudslides. We're gonna go see. Yeah. This is what I be on, right? So I'm gonna get up off here right now, just hitting you with a little Mongolian, let you know who the Mongolian is. Then we're gonna know who the Negroid is. Then we're gonna know who the Persian is. Then we're gonna know who the Caucasoid is, and we're gonna put them in their rightful places on this flat Earth. And then we're gonna see all the bullshit transpire because we going back to back in, ain't no time, nigga. We go back to the point of origin of everything we can get to the point of origin too, and break this shit down step by step, so nigga can't help but understand that we are aboriginals, indigenous, melanated people on our own motherfucking land that has been conquered, and we ain't spending no goddamn ball, and them bitches is right over there. You dig what I'm saying? I said, the truth don't need no help. It ain't gonna bend, break not fold. I said, damn.